Guys, and welcome back to another episode of our Pokemon Battle Series, this School of Hard Knocks. So throughout this episode, like every other, we'll be jumping on to the Pokemon Global Link Battle Spot ladder, playing under the Championship Battle rules, which are the equivalent rule set of the VGC 2018 season. So, hope you're all well. It is Friday. We are finishing the week off with this immense Mega Aerodactyl team. It's been a lot of fun. We haven't really featured the circuitry too much this week, so hopefully today we'll be able to feature that. The team reports for this team and the other top finishing Taiwan Open teams are all in the description below. Before we get into the battles though, guys, I will just quickly ask a favour. Please leave a like on the video. If you do like the content, it does massively help the channel out. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so you don't miss anything. We've already probably had it out, the Stuttgart team report this week at some point. I'm pre-recording this week's episode, so I have planned to put it out at some point. I hope you've enjoyed that. Make sure you grab and check that out if you can. I will link it in the description below, which is a bit weird for kind of pretensing, prediction, whatever. Anyway, we're going to get into it, kick off, and we'll be back next week with a brand new team. Really looking forward to that. And obviously, do get your comments in. Let me know what you want to see played on the channel. Going forward as well, because we'll be changing and chopping teams as we go through the next few weeks. We've got a lot of big events coming up, and we're on the road to Worlds right now, I guess, because we've got the US Internationals coming up soon, and then after that it is Worlds, so all very exciting stuff. But we've got our first opponent straight into it today, and thank goodness it is not a Como team, but we've got another Mega Gengar, I'm guessing. Mega Gengar is everywhere at the moment. So we've got Gengar, we've got Landorus-T, Tapu Lele, Whimsicott, Celesteela, and Tapu Fini. A very solid looking team. We've got double Tapus there. Kind of indicates that maybe the Whimsicott has... it probably hasn't got access to the nature power, because the Lele kind of really obstructs that. But it may do, you never know. But we got double terrain there for control, supporting everything on the team. We got Intimidate support, a pivot from the Landorus-T, and you've got to imagine it's probably Z-Move or Scarfed. You can't really dismiss that it might be Assault Vest as well, but that's another thing. Wimmy Gengar is going to be the big kind of combo core that we need to be aware of here to try and get around with Encore, Tailwind, support, disable Encore, lots of shenanigans, fake tears, all sorts. It's probably a fake tears variant, and then we got the Celesteela there as the Ultra Beast on the team and the big defensive unit that we need to be able to deal with. I do feel like Circuitry is going to be very good here. I'm going to lead off with Aerodactyl, and I want to bring Incineroar, Circuitry, and I think maybe, do we bring Ferrothorn here? Ferrothorn's not bad overall, but Landorus could be just as good as well for that double Intimidate support. It puts a lot of pressure onto the Gengar as well, if we can get it into a nice position. So let's see. I think primary we want to be going for that Tailwind, getting the Zergtry into a position where we can fire off some of those hidden part ices and the Electrium into something like the Finny or the Celesteela. Anything that would be good there. So let's see what we do today. Landorus, Tapu Lele coming out for my opponent. I'm going to take the Intimidate, Psychic Terrain coming out. So it's likely that Lele is Scarfed. Might not be though. Yeah, it definitely is Scarfed because it goes before the pressure on the Aerodactyl. So that's something we have to kind of acknowledge here. We do get the Intimidate back onto the Landorus. Now we can... We can fake out the Landorus because it's not affected by the terrain, so that's an option for us here. What we've got in the back though, nothing to really bring in on a Psychic, which makes things a little bit more difficult for ourselves. We could try and get a Tailwind off, but I don't know if we take a Psychic. I really don't know if we take a Psychic. That's the big problem here. But we need the Tailwind. I think if we go down to Psychic now, we lose the game straight out. We'll Mega Evolve and go for a Tailwind, and we'll fake out into the Landorus. Landorus withdrawing, and Gengar coming out, my opponent. So we will Mega Evolve. Let's see if we can get this Tailwind up. I'm hoping that Aero can take the Psychic. Fake out obviously doesn't affect the Gengar regardless. Psychic coming out. We do just take it and get the Tailwind off. That's a huge Tailwind for us. Okay. I think, what can we do? We can Rock Slide, and we can probably, we want to U-turn. Or do we want a Protect Aero here? Because we want to try and get, yeah, we'll Protect Aero, and I want to get a board position set up. I'm going to U-turn on the Lele, and I want to get Landorus in so I can Earthquake, Rock Slide. Tapu Lele switching out. We'll probably see the Landorus come back in. Yeah, okay. We'll probably see the Gengar Mega Evolve. Is it going to protect? We got the protect up with Arrow. Gengar gonna protect. Yeah. Okay, do we get Landorus in? Yeah, I think we do get Landorus in. I mean, the Lele's in the back. Yeah, we're gonna get in unintimidated, so that's good. And then we can take out the Gengar this next turn. And we kind of force the Gengar to switch out, which is good, and we can just Rock Slide Earthquake. And then if we do lose Aerodactyl at this point, we can get Xurkitree in and get a sub up before this Tailwind ends. So let's go for that. And we potentially force this Gengar out. And depending on what the Landorus does, it might protect, it might have protect, we don't know. Landorus withdrawing. What's coming in? Tapu Fini. Okay. Does Gengar switch as well? Gengar doesn't switch, it's going down. No switch from Gengar. So, we'll be able to get rid of this Gengar, do some good damage to Tapu Fini, which is really good. So we get rid of the lock, at least, which is good. Our Rock Slides have not been on point this week. We could have done with that extra damage. Landorus coming back in, gonna get the Intimidate off. Then we are locked into Earthquake. We could Skydrop the Landorus. Oh, we could Skydrop the Fini. Or we could just switch out into Incineroar. Maybe not. Maybe we switch into Zerk. It's a problem being the last turn of Tailwind. We probably want to protect Aero here so we can get at least another Tailwind off and just go for another Earthquake and get some damage off into the Fini. Because it's all going to be about getting this last Tailwind up. There's a Rock Slide from the Landorus. The Fini probably goes into... Oh, it's a Calm Mind. Okay. So it's going to have a Berry. Okay, it's Tailwind. Now I'm just going to Earthquake again. Do I Earthquake or not? Because Aerodactyl goes down here, we Earthquake. And then we bring in Xurkitree next to it. Then we're forced to bring in Incineroar. We're probably better off switching into Incineroar now with our Landorus. So you've got the Fake out the next turn. Even though we're probably going to take a Muddy Water here. But Circuitry can put a lot of pressure onto the Finny at least. With the Gigavolt Havoc. The following turn. So... well, a single target Muddy Water might actually be enough to take us down here. Which is possibly, yeah. Oh, but we get so lucky and it avoids. Okay. So we can get the Circuitry in. Do we go for the Electrium, or do we go for a sub, expecting the Finny to protect here? Let's go sub. And fake out the Landorus. I expect the Finny to protect here. Landorus withdrawing, we're going to see Lele come in. Also, we might not see a protect from the Finny at all. Finny does protect. Okay, that gives us the room that we need. Okay. I think we go for the Electrium into the Lele. Oh no. Does the Finny switch out here? That's the thing, like, does the Finny switch out into the Landorus expecting the Gigavolt? Or do we double into the Lele? Because once our Tailwind's gone, we've still got 2 turns of Tailwind, so we've still got a little bit of room. I feel like the Finny. No, I think what we do is we do this. And we go knockoff into the Lele. Ah, he did it. No! That is the worst. We did not want that. We should have went with the, it was so obvious. We're just going to waste the Z move now. We should have just went into the Lele. I hate doing this. The animation is for nothing. Psychic into Circuitry. We do get rid of the Scarf off the Lele, which I guess isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay. We still got a Tailwind up. Now, how fast is our Incineroar? I don't think Incineroar is going to be fast enough to outspeed Landorus though. 84, so it actually should outspeed Landorus. But do we want to take could probably get a sub up. We haven't seen the Z move yet. It's probably from that Landorus. Let's go protect. And let's go knock off into the Landorus. Yeah. Because I've got a feeling it might have Assault Vest. Okay, no, it's going to withdraw. See Finny come back in. At least we'll get rid of its berry. Which makes dealing with it a bit easier. Oh, we see a Moonblast. It's a Psychic. Okay. That Tailwind does pit her out. Okay. Right, I'm going to just T-Bolt into... I feel like the Landorus comes back in on the Lele slot here. And I really want to... I really want to Hidden Power Ice and U-turn that slot. Or Flare Blitz, double it, yeah. Let's do that. Let's do it. No switches at all. in Muddy Water. Does Incineroar take this? Like, this might proc a berry. Yeah. Do lose Circuitry, which isn't great, but we'll get rid of this Lele for sure. Our time is like 19 seconds. We've got like no time left at all. We are so low on time. We really need to manage our time a little bit better, and we've got the Landorus coming in for my opponent. You've got to imagine that it's probably the Z move. If it is Tectonic Rage though, I mean it can't touch our Landorus, but at the same time we're not in a great position at all. It probably just goes into the Incineroar, and I don't know if a Rock Slide is going to be enough to get the Finny. But let's go knock off into the opposing Landorus regardless. I feel like our time's going to run out though, and we haven't got enough. Finny avoids. That's going to be game there, really. Yeah. Because a Muddy Water will just, yeah. Critical hit, and Muddy cleans up. So we don't even need to worry about our time. Just making the wrong call with Circuitry there. If we just went into the Lele instead of the Finny. Good game to my opponent. Always go with your gut. That is the big important message from this match. Like, if we just went with our original decision and not second guessed ourselves on what we think, then it would have been a lot more straightforward. But let's see. Let's see if we can just kind of get things going a bit better for this next match. And end a little bit better than we have done to start with. Right, where are we going with music? Let's go Sinnoh Legend. And just like magic, our next opponent, another Japanese player, 1636 rating. Playing a team of Mawile, which is probably going to be the Mega here, Tapu Lele, Mimikyu, Lurantis, Incineroar and Snorlax. So Lurantis has that Contrary ability, so we've got to be a little bit careful with our Intimidate users here. Mega Mawile be supported by that Mimikyu with the Trick Room, along with that Snorlax here, so it's a quite heavy Trick Room team. Maybe looking at Scarf Lele again is kind of a really fast support Pokemon to kind of get rid of some bigger threats like Mega Gengar and other aspects to this sort of team. Let's see. I think I'm going to go Aerodactyl, and do we got Aerodactyl and Incineroar? Like, it's not a bad option, but we could go Landorus, Incineroar in the back, and I feel like I want to bring Ferrothorn to this game because of the Trick Room, just for that really. We have to be a bit careful of the Incineroar obviously, but we've got ways around it with Aerodactyl, Landorus, so let's see. I feel deflated after that last game. Like, we had the position where we could have just locked it up and we just made that wrong 50-50. Where, yeah, never mind. If we just switched over where we went, if we went Gigavolt and then knock off the other way around, that would have been it really. We're going to see Mimikyu and Lurantis anyway. We should get our heads in this game. Come out for my opponent. We'll get the Intimidate off onto the Mimikyu, which will reduce its attack power, boost that Lurantis, unfortunately. But we have got access to Skydrop from our Aerodactyl. So I think what I'm going to do is... could Skydrop the Mimikyu and lock ourselves into Earthquake, which isn't a bad play to be honest, because I feel like the Lurantis probably protects his turn. Do I U-turn and then Skydrop the Mimikyu? Or I could just Rock Slide. Now let's U-turn and Sky Drop the Mimikyu. We'll break the disguise, get the Sky Drop, maybe get... Because the Lurantis has to protect here, I'm guessing. Guessing it wants to protect. There's the U-turn. It's going to be all about stopping the Trick Room, really. If we can stop the Trick Room, it makes life a lot easier for us. Let's go out into... I mean, we don't really want to boost this Lurantis any more than we have to here. And it's going to have a fighting type attack. So where do we go? Because if we bring in Incineroar, we've got the Fake Out the next turn. And we will be faster than Lurantis as well, so we can stop the Trick Room outright. Yeah, we're probably alright doing this. I can't imagine a superpower coming into that Incineroar slot. We're not going to see any Protect come out, but if we see a Leaf Blade come out, maybe. Or a superpower into the Aerodactyl. But we can double into that Mimikyu slot. There's a Leaf Blade, yeah. So we can double into Mimikyu now and really just prevent any Trick Room coming out from that Mimikyu. And I think being the only Trick Room setter on the team, it should make things a lot easier for us going forward. So we'll see what the Lurantis goes for. Protects, which is even better for us, to be honest, because if we can just take this Mimikyu down now, that's ideal. So there's a Sky Drop and do decent damage, and hopefully Flare Blitz is enough to take down this Mimikyu from this range, which it should be. Oh my god, it actually takes it. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. Okay, we're in a bit of trouble now. We are in a big pickle of trouble. Huh. We need to get Ferrothorn in. Like, badly. I'm going to Rock Slide. No, I'm not. I'm going to go for a Sky Drop. Because if we can get a Sky Drop into the Lurantis, that's ideal. And I'm going to U-turn into the Lurantis as well. Protected last turn. Superpower. Okay, so we lose Incineroar. But that's fine. I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not the worst. Curse. Okay, so Mimikyu will faint. But we can take this Lurantis out of the field completely for a turn. Let's bring in Landorus now. We're not going to activate the Lurantis' Contrary ability because it's out of the way, so the Intimidate won't affect it. I don't think Snorlax coming in. Oh, okay, we do. I'm going to U-turn out on the Snorlax. I mean, we could have... yeah, there's no point. We can't U-turn out on the Lurantis because we go... Oh no, we do go last. So Belly Drum coming out. Okay. Huh. It's not doing bad damage, but it's not doing great damage either. The reason I want to get the Landorus out is I need to get the Ferrothorn in to get rid of this Lurantis the next turn. I don't know if a Gyro Ball will be enough to take it down though, that's the problem. I don't think it will be. We need to stall this Trick Room out. Two turns of Trick Room left. And this Lurantis is like +4, which is just ridiculous. Aero's going to be our best kind of chance at doing anything here. We're just going to boost this Lurantis over and over again. I can't keep it in because I don't want to protect on the curse. I feel like you want to get rid of the Aerodactyl here, maybe the Ferrothorn, and I could Leech Seed the Snorlax, I guess. I feel like we're in a really, really bad position here. I don't think there's much we can do, but we can try. Oh, this Lurantis. Should have never brought a double Intimidate to this. Underestimated the Mimikyu staying power as well. There's a Rock Slide. We're going to see a superpower into yeah, Ferrothorn. Goodbye. Oh, there's nothing we can do. I mean, it might be in Rock Slide range now, but then this next turn, like, we lose Landorus. And my opponent's still got 3 Pokemon. We've got Aerodactyl, Landorus. There's no way we get an attack off with Landorus this turn. I am going to go for... Actually, I'll go for a superpower in case something crazy happens and they want to double in. Like, they might go Rock Slide and miss the Landorus and then double in on the Aerodactyl. There's every chance that we might get this superpower off, which would be huge help. Does it miss? Come on, miss one time. No. No, no, no. And you've got to expect the Mawil's in the back. 100% the Mawil's in the back. How many times can we flinch this Snorlax? Disappointing. Disappointing. I do feel like this team in general struggles against Trick Room overall. Hard Trick Room teams. I feel like it's a really hard match because you don't really have many ways to actually stop the Trick Room. You've got to depend on, like we did, like making sure you kill whatever's in front of you before it gets the Trick Room up. And if you don't, then things are just super difficult. Nah, no flinch. Not today. An error gonna go down. Good game to my opponent, pretty quick, but I mean, once the Trick Room was up and we'd already kind of set off that Lurantis, and it's self-boosting through those superpowers as well, getting stronger defensively, getting stronger on the attack side. It's such a good Pokemon if you get it in a Trick Room environment. Really underused as well, I think, because it's just so strong. Once it gets set up, it's really hard to control. Now we do have Tapu Fini with Haze that we could bring in to kind of get around that, but then Tapu Fini doesn't want to be sitting in front of Leaf Blades from the Lurantis either, so you've got the kind of the catch-22 there. Like I say, I think this team really struggles against hard Trick Room, and I would, like, if I was building this going forward, I think I'd put some like measures in to kind of give me a better matchup. You've got the Ferrothorn, but against that sort of team, it's not always going to be the best thing you can always bring. Maybe we could have approached it differently. Like I say, I think double Intimidate Cole bringing with the Lurantis there was very risky, and we were kind of banking on getting rid of the Trick Room, and when you don't get rid of the Trick Room setup before it sets up, then game's almost lost straight away. So making that risky call there was just not worth it. And Mimikyu just proven far too bulky for us to take down with the combination of attacks that we kind of went for with it. Yeah, so places I'd probably look at trying to get like something in there. Maybe you could look at Taunt, Aurora, and Incineroar. There's also options, I guess. Well, they're the only options. You're going to be looking at Taunt, Aurora, and Incineroar, and maybe Whirlwind or something like that, or Taunt again on Aerodactyl. Taunt on Fini as well isn't a bad option, because you know you don't necessarily need to rely on the Haze, and that's not a bad like option to put there over maybe the Haze. Is Taunt to try and get around the Trick Room a little bit better. But all in all, it's a very hard matchup, I feel, for this team in particular. But we're not going to end all down and gloomy. 2 good games today. Unfortunate side of the results for both of them, but we can see reasons why both results didn't kind of go our way, which is a bit unfortunate, but it goes like that sometimes. This is Pokemon, it does happen like that, and the biggest thing to remember is just to, if you're in a similar situation, is to learn and look back, and this is what I'll be doing. I'll be looking back at both of those games and really analysing where I went wrong and what I could have done better, and that's the only we kind of improve and get better. I don't feel like we've played particularly well today, but I think it was more the choices that we made in game more than anything else. But that's just it. But I have thoroughly enjoyed playing Mega Aerodactyl, and it's been absolutely great featuring it on the channel. As I say, we'll be back with a new team on Monday. Do get your suggestions in though, guys, because I'm always open to building around things that you want to see on the channel, so do let me know. But we're going to end up there for today. So have an amazing weekend, guys. I really do hope you have a great weekend. And we'll be back next Monday, as I say, with a new team. So I will see you then. So until then, guys, take care of yourselves. Have a great day, afternoon, morning, whatever. And just enjoy your weekend. Go out, have fun. And let me know what you're up to as well. But until Monday, I will see you all later. So until then, bye-bye.